Hi folks, John Dunn here, RPG freelancer, publisher behind Meliorvia. I'm up here today at Immortals Inc. with Mikey.
What is going on today, John?
Well, this past weekend was Free RPG Day.
Yes.
We had a good time up here at the store, so thanks to Immortals for hosting that, and shout out to Amanda Powell, who did an amazing job of coordinating all the GMs and the players and keeping things moving. Really appreciate the work she put in on that.
Yeah, great job on
and,
everybody.
you know, of course, thanks to the store for the space and coordinating everything. So it was a good time, and had a lot of fun products, and there was pretty much 4 games running all day.
Yeah.
So way to go, and I hope folks got to try out some new games and enjoy them. I stopped in and ran some Starfinder, first edition, for the group because there was a Starfinder handout as part of the Free RPG Day package, and that is the Second Contact handout. I don't know if we still have a couple of copies left at the store. I know we've got a few copies of some of the materials, so if you hurry up shortly after you see this and stop in and ask up at the counter, they might have a couple of things that you could take a look at if there's any stuff left.
Yes, doesn't hurt to ask.
But Second Contact is kind of a preview of Starfinder Second Edition. The playtest for that's dropping in mid-July-ish, maybe August, but Paizo's site's currently saying mid-July. Thurston Hillman, I think we mentioned his name before when we were talking about the Scoured Stars line.
Yes.
He was the lead on this, and I'm pretty sure he is the overall Starfinder design lead. And like I mentioned, this was the Free RPG Day handout. This is not an adventure, right? Usually for Starfinder, they give us an adventure that we can run. Instead, this is kind of a look-see of some of the stuff that's going to be in the second edition playtest. This is an early release. Obviously, the second edition playtest isn't out yet. So a couple of the things are probably going to change even between this and the playtest. In fact, I think there's been some online chatter about a couple of things like the credit prices for some of the equipment might be a little bit different. We'll see. This is also very explicitly compatible with Pathfinder Second Edition Remastered, right? So that's the current edition of Pathfinder that came out with the Orc license where they're moving away from the OGL. Well, the Starfinder Second Edition playtest is supposed to be completely compatible with that, and you're actually going to need those books to play it. But the neat side effect of that is that means the material that's in here should be ready to go right with your Pathfinder Second Edition game as well. So if you're not familiar with those books, but you're really interested in Pathfinder Second Edition, probably a good time to line up and grab those copies, which conveniently, pretty sure we do have on the shelf right now up here at Immortals Inc. So this isn't real long, right? We're at about 16 pages, but hey, it was free. And I think a PDF of this will probably be coming out sooner than later, probably sometime in the next couple of weeks. Keep an eye out for that. But like I said, I think we still have a couple of copies here at the store. It starts out with some necessary background info. It does have this really cool map of the galaxy right at the intro. I don't recall seeing this before, but I'm not positive if that's completely new artwork or not. It does have the Pact Worlds front and center right there. And then we get into intro material covering just some basic stuff you're going to need to use the critters that are in this book that aren't already in Pathfinder Second Edition. So we get some new creature traits, some new skills, some new spells, basically stuff you need to have kind of a science fiction-y setting. One of the abilities that I thought was pretty cool is the glitching condition, where just things break around you. You know, tech just fails.
It just fails.
Yeah,
Like things just stop.
You're an error in the Matrix, I guess.
Okay.
You're a gremlin. It's essentially, it is a gremlin trait that shows up. And some of the spells have holographic properties. There's a cantrip for recharging your weapon, right? Your laser pistol's out of juice. You just shock it right up and you're good to go again.
Nice.
And you do get stat lines for a laser pistol, a laser rifle, and one other weapon in here. The creatures that it's in here are mostly updated creatures. So they're ones that we've seen before in Starfinder, just with the second edition rule set, which again is conveniently compatible with Pathfinder. So if you've got a Pathfinder campaign going already, you just want to drop these in there, they should work just fine with that. I mentioned the glitch gremlin already. We've got a few others in here. It's probably not worth naming every name, but the other thing in here that might be new, and I'm not positive on that, is a couple of creatures from the Swarm. The Swarm are basically Starfinder's version of Tyranids or aliens. They're this alien race that's just consuming everything that they encounter. And there was a Starfinder adventure path called Against the Swarm, where you very specifically went out and fought them. There's a couple of Swarm variants in here that are included that I don't recall seeing before, but I haven't played that campaign. I've just kind of looked through it. I think they might be new, which could be useful if you wanted to introduce the Swarm or touch on the Swarm briefly in your campaign without running through that full adventure path. The other thing that's worth noting is at the back of this book, there is no open game license. Instead, there is the Orc license. So that's a big part of the motivation to switch over Pathfinder to Remastered and Starfinder to 2nd Edition. Like I said, though, the PDF of this should be coming fairly soon, and Starfinder 2nd Edition playtest is expected in mid-July. Again, you're going to want to get your hands on a copy of at least the player core and the GM core if you plan on participating in that playtest, or even really using that material to try it out in your campaign. So might want to get a move on and pick those up and start reading through them if you don't already have them. But this guide does give you just kind of a little inkling and makes it real clear that what's contained in the new Starfinder is going to work real well with the Pathfinder 2nd Edition stuff that's already out there. Till next time, folks, good gaming.
Well said, John. Come check it out, guys.